Good morning. Excuse the state of me. I haven't got any makeup on yet because the point of this video is I'm going to show you my sort of everyday quickish makeup. Never done this filming on a phone before. I'm not sure how well I'm going to be able to see, so I have got a mirror just to the side here as well. I'm just going to be talking you through what I'm doing as I'm doing it. So always start off with primer. I've got the MAC Prep and Prime, which I apply with my stippling brush. So I'm just going to pop that all over my face, just to give a good base for my foundation. Take it a little bit onto the neck as well. Okay. I look really tired today. Then I'm going for foundation. I tend to put it straight onto my Expert face brush. I've got the Chanel Perfection Lumiere, which I'm going to do 2 squirts of that one. And I'm mixing it at the moment with my New Skin, New Colour stuff. The reason I'm mixing it is because the New Skin isn't quite full enough coverage for me today because I've got quite a lot of active spots going on. The Chanel's just a little bit fuller coverage and a little bit more mattifying, I find. So I've just squirted sort of both onto the brush. Just dot that around. Put that all over. I'm just going to use my little mirror actually for this. I'm just really gently, I don't put a lot of pressure because I'm really conscious of dragging my skin. So I'm just really gently blending that into my skin. Gently around the eyes. My eyes are still really dry underneath from that bit of an accident I had last week with the cleanser. Move my hair out the way so I can get right into the edges. Okay. And then just kind of make sure I haven't got any streaks there. So you can actually still see some of my blemishes, but do you know what? I'm not doing much today. I'm kind of getting used to, doesn't need to be full coverage, totally. Just getting used to just embracing that's what my skin is. So, okay, so that's that. Eyebrows next. Now I've been testing out these Urban Decay eye makeup primers. This one is the Eden one. I've found I'm not liking so much the ones with the colour, which this one is. It's like, you can see it's like a neutral colour, but I'm just still going to use it up. I'll just work with it. Now I've been putting that all over my eyelids, and I don't know if I've learnt a trick here, come up with a trick, but I've been taking it into my eyebrow, because that then just helps to set my eyebrow powder as well in the same way that it would your eyeshadow. I might have touched on like a genius idea there. So let's pop that all over. I just applied that with a Real Techniques brush, Dome Shadow brush. They really do make a difference, the eyeshadow primers, I've found. I'm not going to go back to not using one. Okay, I'm going to do my eyebrows now. So I just used Bobbi Brown eyeshadow in Sable, shade 18. Sable, oh, it's upside down. And then apply that with an little angled eyebrow brush or eyeshadow brush from MAC. Okay, I just dip that in, so I've just got a little bit. I think I'm going to have to use my mirror for this because this is more technical. And I basically just go with the line of my eyebrows to start with. Some people do one eyebrow then the other. I kind of keep flitting between both because I find it's a bit easier to make them look even that way. Although I don't mind if they don't, my eyebrows aren't that even, and I don't really mind that. There's a saying, isn't there, they should be sisters, not twins. I take that quite literally. Okay, so you can see kind of filled in sort of in the eyebrow. Now this is a bit more tricky because I'm going to go underneath. And I have to kind of exaggerate, my eyebrows are quite thin, there's not that much there. So I have to kind of exaggerate where the edges are. So you can see I've now gone underneath, so I've got gaps in the middle. So then I just kind of fill in the little gaps. And then, now I'm gonna actually, because I want them actually fuller than that, I then exaggerate this line above. So just ever so slightly, not a lot, but just a little bit, just to make them look neat and fuller. Okay, then I turn my brush kind of on its side, so I'm using the flat bit like that and just kind of go over that just to make sure, fluff them up a little bit, make sure they look quite natural. There we go. Get my brush and just make sure they look neat. And that's it for my everyday brow. On a night out, I'd then go like round them with concealer and stuff just to make them really pop, but I'm not going to bother today. Okay, next eyeshadow. I'm going to use my Naked 3 palette. I am going to use, first of all, a little bit, what should I do today? I don't want anything too dramatic today again, so I'm just going to use a little bit of the Burnout. I'll just be using the 3 lightest actually, so the Burnout, the, what's that one called? Dust, and the Strange. Okay, so, see if I can use my phone here. So I'm just going to go in the crease with the darker one. Just kind of pat and blend at the same time. Okay, now I'm going to go underneath with this little accent brush. I'm actually going to use a darker one still. I'll use the Buzz for this, that one. So just dip that in. Actually, there's a mirror on this, so just go underneath with that. And I'm just going to stop about halfway. Again, I'm just doing quite a natural look today. So you stop like where your pupil would be if your eyes are in the middle, if that makes sense. And then just kind of take that up a little bit. I always try and imagine I've got a line going from the edge of my eye to where my eyebrow ends, like that. So try not to sort of go over that downwards. Okay, now I'm just going to go back to the eyeshadow. Use the really light one. Get my mirror. I'll just use that right in the corners just to like open up my eye. My product's a bit fiddly with all these different mirrors and phones and all sorts going on. I just feel like it makes you look a little bit more awake having the lighter colour there. And now I'm going to use the Dust one, which is a light sort of sparkly colour. Try and just get that like on the centre of the lid there, just to open up my eye. Really doesn't look very good in the phone in this light. Looks better in the mirror. And then just kind of just blend all that in together. There we go. That'll do. Okay, mascara. So I'm using the Lancôme Doll Eyes, which is, I'm still sort of just getting used to this brush really. It does take a little bit of getting used to. But it does make a nice shape of your eyelashes. And most importantly, it doesn't sting me, because I'm so sensitive to mascaras. Now I have found with this one, usually like with my eyebrows and eyeshadow, I'd flip between the two eyes, but I've found actually this particular mascara, you really have to, it sort of dries quite quick, so I've got to finish before, otherwise it goes too dry and then it's kind of just crusty when you're trying to do your next layer. So I've got to do the whole finish look before moving on to the other eye. I just hold that for ages till it kind of dries. Ta-da! Such a big difference, isn't it? Right, back in. Sorry, this is really boring. I don't know how to like fast forward bits. See? Maybe a little bit more on that side. I did just get a tiny bit on my eyelid then. It's a bit annoying. Now bottom lashes. That's it. Okay. Right, now I'm going to just use a little bit of concealer, but I've got a bit of a problem at the moment because where that cleanser burnt my eyes, it's left my skin like so dry underneath the eyes, so if I put too much concealer on, it's just sticking to the dry skin and making it look worse. But obviously I can't really exfoliate that away either because obviously it's really a really sensitive area, so just having to just wait for it to naturally recover. Okay, so I'm just doing this. Again, this is the one thing I'm missing out of my, this is that that Lancôme one I bought recently. It's okay. I think I still haven't found the perfect concealer. I'm still kind of just learning with concealers really. I'm quite new. It's only really in the last year or two I think that I've really needed an under eye concealer. I now do actually have proper dark circles and starting to get wrinkles and fine lines as well. So I'm just kind of learning how to do it really, because it is tricky because everything just seems to sit in them and make them look worse. So I'm finding at the moment less is more at the moment. So that'll do. I know it doesn't look, you can still see they're quite dark, but Again, this does look better in real life than on the phone. I don't know why my phone makes it look so rubbish. Right, so that'll do. And now, I love this. This is one of my favourite things. It's Benefit WhatsApp. It's like a highlighter, like in a sort of cream stick. So I just, using the same brush which I was using for my concealer, which is the Deluxe Crease Brush. I'm just then going to kind of go over that, not as far underneath though, just more, just on the edge here where you want to sort of catch the light with that. Again, I have to be careful with this because I've not got the best skin. You don't, too many shimmery things just really shows up problem skin, I think. So I just go quite minimal, but if you've got really nice skin, you could probably do it like down the nose and further across, wherever I suppose really that you really want to highlight. But it's quite a nice one. So pop that back down. Ooh. Battery's going to run out soon. Right, so next, blusher, which is one of my favourite things. I love blusher. I wear probably too much blusher. This is the Chanel one in Rose Glacier. The texture of the Chanel blushes, they're quite firm, so you have to kind of really get your brush in there and kind of rub it to get some on your brush. I'm just going to put that on the apples of my cheeks. And take it a bit further back. Again, I think you're not really meant to go that far back, but I love blusher. This really makes me look more awake. Take a little bit over my forehead, my nose, under my chin, and then also a little bit like just around here. Make it look more alive. Right, and then finally, just a little slick of my Younique lip stain in Skittish. It's my favourite thing. Put that on there. Make sure my lips are ready. I'm only just gonna, this stuff really does look more sort of fuller colour however many layers you put on. So again, I'm just going for a really minimal look today, so I'm just only going to put one layer on. This stuff, if you haven't tried it, it's so nice. Well, if you're like me anyway, I hate anything greasy on my lips, so this just dries completely dry, so you don't get your hair stuck in your gloss and all that kind of, I hate all that business. So just let that dry, and that's it. Turn into the light so you can see a bit better. So yeah, not perfect, but that's how my sort of everyday makeup is. You can see that's dry now, so I can touch that without actually getting any on my skin. And that's it. I hope you liked it. I'll do some more different looks and things if anybody likes this one and wants any other examples. But yeah, just thought I'd share a quick little look today. Hope you're okay. Have a nice day and see you soon.